Thank you very much, Director of Ceremonies. Let me recognize His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, who is, yes, absent, but ably represented here by the Honorable Vice President, Comrade retired Colonel Kembo Mohadi. Let me also recognize the warmth with which we have been welcomed to this, the city of kings and queens, by the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Judith Mkwanda, and also recognize our line minister, the Minister of Public Service, Labor and Social Welfare, Honorable Edgar Moyo. And I hope I get your support to ride on the protocols that have already been outlined by the former speakers. The future of retirement planning demands a shift towards futures thinking, an approach that anticipates multiple possibilities rather than relying solely on present assumptions that certain things will happen without our deliberate and intentional interventions. By employing deliberative futures workshops like this one, retirement planning can become more inclusive, bringing together diverse voices to co-create pathways that address both near-term realities and scenarios so distant they may seem unimaginable today. This participatory retirement planning model not only democratizes foresight, but also ensures that retirement systems remain relevant, resilient, adaptive, and responsive to emerging challenges and opportunities across generations. The current retirement regime in the public service is mainly anchored in the Zimbabwe State Service Pension Fund scheme, which provides pension and gratuity benefits on retirement, on resignation, discharge, or when somebody passes on. The National Social Security Authority, NASA, also administers a national pension and other benefits scheme to complement the state service pension scheme. Over and above this, there has been recent regulatory changes which altered the retirement landscape in Zimbabwe, notably the retirement age and related rules. At the same time, the State Service Pension Bill, currently before Parliament, seeks to introduce reforms for sustainable arrangements, such as the transition from the pay-as-you-go model and a number of arrangements to modernize oversight of pension arrangements. The story of the public service of Zimbabwe is the story of commitment to nation building. The future we envision is one where every public servant retires with dignity, security and hope supported by sound policies, sustainable initiatives and opportunities to thrive beyond the workplace. Our women and men that give their best years in service to the nation, teaching, healing the sick, protecting, building and giving service to the citizenry, deserve our collective responsibility for their future well-being. It is for this reason that our vision is to anchor the future of retirement in the public service in a whole of government and a whole of society approach. The mantra so consistently pondered by His Excellency the President of leaving no one and no place behind makes it imperative for us to ensure that retirees are on board in our journey to achieve an empowered upper middle income status by 2030. It is our conviction, therefore, that our future trajectory for retirement in the public service is guided by the national vision as we seek to ensure that by 2030 the status of a retired civil servant should mirror that of a retiree in an upper middle income society. The challenge, therefore, is to ensure that collectively we build the blocks progressively towards that vision, brick upon brick and stone upon stone. This, our conversation for which we have gathered here in the City of Kings and Queens, comes at an opportune time as we are currently seized with the development of the economic development blueprint to carry us to 2030. That is the National Development Strategy 2. We need, therefore, to establish a functional nexus or connection between retirement planning and the emerging pillars of our new national development blueprint. It has been established through research, colleagues, that the majority of public service employees are not prepared for retirement. The Public Service Commission has henceforth taken deliberate efforts to mitigate this situation, and a standalone department on retirement planning has been established within the Public Service Commission Secretariat, charged with the responsibility of policy development with regard to retirement planning, retirement programming, and implementation management modalities for making retirement planning a sustainable enterprise. A module, training module, to train all members of the public service in these and other areas of retirement planning was launched last year and is being utilized to train and orient public servants towards retirement planning at various training institutes of the public service. The Public Service Commission, therefore, intends to make sure that there is continuous retirement education throughout a public servant's career, starting with a mandatory induction training on retirement planning upon joining service. Retirement education programs will be introduced at the different career stages of each and every employee within the public sector: the entry level, mid-career, and pre-retirement levels. Efforts are also underway to develop a retirement policy which should provide a guiding framework for retirement planning in the service. Our approach is to ensure that all stakeholders are consulted and given an opportunity to give insights to this policy development process, And this conference, therefore, provides such an opportunity. There are key drivers that are shaping the future of retirement planning that we should interrogate and find answers to if our retirement planning is to remain sound in the public service. It is no secret that evolving demographic and labor force changes occasioned by prevalence of early onset of chronic diseases, outward migration of skilled human capital, drug and substance abuse menace, increasing informality of our economy, and the recent shift in retirement age have significant impact on retirement planning. It is also a fact that these factors induce changes in timing for retirement, in career planning and investment plans for retirement initiatives. Our retirement planning must therefore, out of necessity, find ways of mitigating the ramifications of these forces. Fiscal constraints and the macroeconomic dynamics have a defining impact on retirement planning as they have a bearing on the ability to meet retirement benefits of our employees on retirement. There is need, in my view, for collective efforts to ensure the continued stability of the macroeconomic fundamentals to reduce uncertainty for retirees. We all, therefore, as Zimbabweans, have a responsibility to strive to maintain the stability, macroeconomic stability, that is, for the good of our retirement plans. Our transition from a pay-as-you-go model that we used to have in the past is essentially to ensure a safety net for retirees while improving intergenerational equity. In the same vein, the model for indexation in the public service pensions is essentially meant to protect the purchasing power of the retirees while remaining fiscally credible. And this model for indexation basically entails that pensions that are paid on a monthly basis are kept in sync or in tandem with any forms of cost of living adjustments that are agreed upon from time to time between a government as employer and the worker representatives. The State Service Pension Fund will adopt a prudent and diversified investment strategies to safeguard pension assets. This will include leveraging pension funds for long-term infrastructure and national development while managing investment risk. This, in our view, will build resilience against macroeconomic shocks. Through deliberate foresight and informed investment strategies, the Public Service Pension Fund has grown to about $700 million in diversified assets, including real estate and infrastructure. And these investments not only provide a hedge against inflation, but also align with national priorities such as housing and the development of smart cities. This can only be achieved through knowledge-driven investment strategies. Going forward, the public service will support active aging policies so that retirees remain productive and engaged. Retirees possess invaluable institutional knowledge and skills which often go underutilized. Without platforms to transfer or apply these skills, much human capital is lost. In the same vein, active retirees will be offered opportunities to mentor young employees, thereby impacting professionalism, and be offered part-time engagements in areas with skills shortage. The current over-reliance on pensions as the sole source of retirement income is no longer sustainable. A strategic shift is required, anchored on diversifying income streams through savings, through investments, entrepreneurship, and community-based initiatives. Only through such a multi-dimensional approach can retirement programs guarantee security and dignity for future retirees. It is against this backdrop that the Public Service Commission is developing retirement products spanning various economic sectors to ensure that in future, public service retirees have more revenue streams that augment retirement benefits from the state pension and from the national social security. Some of the products will be showcased during this conference, while testimonies by civil servants already engaged in the initiatives will provide proof of concept. The government is committed to broadening the scope of retirement products to ensure alignment with the diverse contexts of individual beneficiaries. Many of these products will be implemented through public-private partnerships designed not only to infuse the operational efficiency of the private sector, but also to create space for private sector participation in government initiatives consistent with the Zimbabwe's Open for Business mantra. These collaborative PPP models enhance investment, expand coverage, strengthen governance, and leverage private sector efficiency for greater impact. In the same vein, deliberate efforts will be made to ensure that a cluster approach is implemented in most of the initiatives with a view to ensuring that we capitalize on the economies of scale. Innovation hubs being implemented by our tertiary institutions will be central in infusing innovations that improve product quality for penetration into the value chains as well as export markets to generate the much needed foreign currency. The Public Service Commission will also engage in continuous policy and legal reforms to ensure that the retirement policy is integrated within the broader social protection and labor market strategies. We need to progressively align our retirement planning with evolving socioeconomic realities and global best practices. This will be pursued in the context of strengthening social dialogue with representatives of the workers, as well as key stakeholders, both national and of course best practices from other jurisdictions within the region and beyond. Efforts will also be made to benchmark the regulations and programming against regional and international best practice as well. As the digital spaces continue to evolve through artificial intelligence and innovation, so should our retirement planning also evolve. Our retirement planning should be modernized through technology and innovation. Our retirees have to normalize mobile platforms for pension statements, for alerts and benefit payments, while we use data analytics and artificial intelligence for fraud detection and decision making. As the digital transformation evolves, cybersecurity safeguards also become imperative. Health and wellness has been identified as well as one critical issue of focus in retirement planning. And the Public Service Commission, in partnership with its other institutional commissions like the Health Service Commission, has included wellness within the programming of the departments responsible for gender in every ministry and every department of ministries, and in all the agencies that fall under the jurisdictions of these ministries. Deliberate efforts will be made to ensure that the scope of programming by these departments is broadened to reflect the seriousness of the mandate thrust upon them. The thrust by the Second Republic to revitalize and modernize the health sector will ensure retirees benefit from a sound health system which will be strengthened by the National Health Insurance Scheme, which is currently under consideration. I have firm hope and belief that together we will transform retirement planning in the public service from theory into reality. I thank you very much for your attention.